Go. Good morning, Kristan. How are you going?
Morning, Gwenda. I'm great. How are you?
Actually, I'm good, but it's morning here. You've just had your lunch, haven't you?
Yes. Afternoon here.
Oh, it's so strange. I've just had breakfast. But anyway, someone else watching is possibly middle of the night. You never know.
Right.
So
yes.
We had a chat recently. We were talking about puppies and the likeness between a puppy and a human baby. And we were talking about them needing nurture and needing their nourishment and all the good ways of teaching boundaries and everything.
Yes.
Coming up to that time of year where people think that buying a puppy or a kitten even is a great idea as a Christmas present.
That's right. Yep. Santa comes.
Santa's coming with that dear little puppy. And of course, when you first get those dear little puppies, yes, it's marvelous and they're wonderful.
They're all cute and fluffy.
They're so cute and fluffy. And then Christmas goes by and we're back to school, we're back to work, the mayhem starts for the year, and puppy's very needy. And
that's right.
Suddenly puppy is getting in the way. So I wonder if we can help the people out there, Kristan, when they're looking at thinking about a puppy for the family. What do you think about
Absolutely. Yep. Look, puppies are great for Christmas, absolutely, but people need to realise, just like in our last episode, that they really are children. They're babies, and they're going to be needing the full-time care that everybody that babies need, or everybody needs, up until the age of, for a dog, it's probably 2 to 3 years, where they start to become adolescents, really. But okay, yes, we go to work, we go to school, life kicks in, things become normal again. So you need to equate for that. You need to realise that you need the cool areas for them to lie down in, i.e. bathrooms or laundries. If they're inside dogs, let them have the run of the house, but you need to make adjustments because they're going to have accidents. They're going to get bored, they're going to get lonely, and they're going to need that full-time carer. Whether you like it or not, puppies really are, I suppose, the animal version of a human in a lot of ways. And it's all the way through to basically, dare I say it, the end of their lives. Just because they grow and just because they grow and they age doesn't necessarily mean that they don't need help anywhere along the line. They constantly need help, and puppies is only the beginning of it. So I would say, the hot days you need to equate for, the cold days you need to equate for, and you need to equate for everything in between. So I think it's great to have a puppy.
Yeah, it is great to have a puppy, and it's great for children to learn to be respectful to other living beings.
That's right.
To also learn responsibilities in a lot of ways. But you brought up some really, really important points here. And your first one about a puppy needing like a baby, needing the nurture, so them getting bored. And also a puppy needing and being a puppy being cared for until they're about 2. It's no different to a human baby, absolutely not, when it comes to their needs and everything that is going to make them into the best dog, which we chatted about in our last meetup. Your point there about it being from puppy to 2 years, and that is a vital time of them developing, of them becoming the very good member of the family that you would like them to be. And on top of that, your key words there that I'm really glad you brought them up, is when puppies left home alone, you use the word bored. They get bored, and when they get bored, they tend to chew things up. They tend to become what people think is destructive. But hey, if we have a look at some human kids, same thing. I'd like to introduce and get people out there to please think about another word that is a major, major priority for puppies. And that is when you leave them, did you know that when you think you're going for half an hour, that half an hour actually feels like weeks to them? To a dog, time is entirely different to what it is for us. And that's why when you come home, they can go into extreme behaviour. But what they're actually feeling, especially as a puppy, what they're actually feeling is abandonment. So while Kristan has talked to you about them getting bored, and it's important for them to be, you know, have fun of the house, have a cool place, have a warm place, the most important thing here is their mental and emotional development, just like a baby. And when they feel like they're abandoned, that's where you're going to have difficulties with a puppy. So a puppy for Christmas sounds like a great idea. And if you have got the time to really invest into that puppy the same as you would into a human baby, you're going to have a fantastic new member of your family. But if you don't have that time, if you're a FIFO worker, if you're
Defence Force
and you're divorced, this isn't really the ideal time to be introducing a puppy into your life. And I'm going to say we are only talking about puppies, but I'm just going to slip in here. It's also not the time to look at rescuing a dog. If you're a FIFO, if you're going through divorce, separation, these are not the times to be rescuing a dog either. But back to our puppies. Kristan, the other thing is here in Australia, Christmas time is summertime. And most of the time across Australia, it's mighty hot for Santa in that big red outfit and his big fluffy beard. So,
well, he travels at night for a reason, because it's too damn hot during the day.
So true, so true. It's lucky for his reindeer too. So having a puppy in the summertime, people, it's even, again, so correlated to having a baby. So I am Gwenda and I work with people, and this is Kristan and she works with dogs. So we like to look at the similarities between a human baby, a human being, and a dog, and the needs. So if you've just joined us, that's what we're all about, and helping people have better human health, better dog health, better family.
To basically assimilate the both of them, because they both work in so many similar ways. It's incomprehensible to most people when they go, it's just the dog. No, actually it's not. It's actually a furry version of a human child. And some are, there's tips and tricks everywhere, but ultimately you keep them cool. You don't overstress them with their walks. You keep them off the hot footpath. They only have 4 little paws, 4 little pads on their feet.
And the tray over utes.
Trays of utes, backs of cars. I know my car gets damn hot, and I've got a Rottweiler, big black dog. Oh my God, she overheats at 20 degrees. Could you imagine trying to cool her down? If I didn't have aircon, she'd be dead. She literally would be dead. They're double-coated dogs. The little white fluffy, the little, what do you call them, Shih Tzu cross whatever, they overheat because they're so fluffy. There's ways, tips, means of doing everything, but you need to assimilate what you would do for a human, you do for a dog. And you'll find, as Gwenda says, you care for them since day one as a human child. You will have an absolutely loving, loyal and dead devoted animal in your home, and it won't be a problem. The problems will disappear. Their anxiety will disappear. They won't react. They won't pee everywhere. They won't chew everything. They will play with you and they will protect you. And they will love, and they're a loyal companion. Mostly I can't say that for humans, but,
If you toss them outside, they're going to chew up your garden.
That's right. Yeah.
Being inside, and they won't pee and everything, and that's quite right. But if you toss them outside and leave them out there, abandon them again, and yes, people, it is abandon them, then they will dig up your regeneration. They will chew everything. And
That's
no,
right.
not just because they're a Labrador or just because they're a Doberman. It is because
No.
they are looking for attention. They are looking for some
love.
They don't know what else to do with themselves, so they
No.
get into mischief, which invariably,
That's it.
as a child, it gets them into trouble. Now, talking about babies and puppies in the heat, Kristan's mentioned hot cars, hot trays of utes, hot footpaths. People, please don't walk your dogs in the middle of the hot summer day. It's not good for you. It's not good for your dog, and definitely not your puppy. If you have a baby, the thing I see with people with babies these days, because they are not taught what we used to teach when I was nursing, you don't take a baby out in the middle of the day in the heat of the summer. You don't have a baby's eyes exposed to the savageness of the sun. Now, I am not a sun hater. I do not believe in not being out in the sun. I'm speaking specifically about babies, and Kristan about puppies. So with babies, you do not expose their eyes, and you also don't put sunglasses on them. Sunglasses actually weaken your eyes, and they're actually a major cause of eye and vision problem. You are not doing your baby any favours by putting sunglasses on them, but you're also not doing them any good at all by taking them out in the hot of the summer sun. Dehydration is a big factor with babies. Dehydration with puppies, Chris, also major. You must have water, you must have the fluids, you must have something cool. With a baby, you should always have a cool cloth that you can use at the nape of the neck and the forehead. With a puppy, it might sound silly. Kristan, what do you say about having a cool cloth towel?
Oh, it's a must. The hot. Okay, if you don't have a pool, like when I lived in WA, I was lucky enough to have a backyard pool. Rex, my Staffy Cross, mental swimmer. He would go for hours and hours and hours, and Rosie would then go swimming as well, but not to the same level. We went to the beach quite often, but in the heat of WA, you would do it before sometimes even 9 o'clock in the morning. So there's that window of opportunity between sunrise at 5:30, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning. Do it before then, because the sand is far too hot. If you can't walk yourself in bare feet over sand, over concrete, over any surface, and even grass sometimes, if you can't walk yourself in bare feet and go, oh, that's hot, don't do it for your dog, because it's actually burning their paws. It's like you walking on dead hot sand and then going, where'd the blister come from? It's exactly the same for dogs. And puppies are even worse because they're still developing. They're like a baby. Everything is still developing. So you need to understand that before the age of 2 or 3, because some breeds don't develop really until 3. A Labrador is still puppy until they're about 3, maybe 3.5. Some dogs will develop mentally before that. But ultimately, when it comes to their physical well-being, you don't actually do anything before 9 o'clock in the morning, or you don't do anything after 9 o'clock in the morning, and before 5 to 6 o'clock at night, simply because they can't handle it. So, over here in Victoria, it's a little bit different. You've got that window of opportunity maybe of half an hour to an hour. So even today, I took Rosie for a walk and it was a little bit warm, and I went, you know what, you're only going halfway. So basically what I've done is I've gone, you're going halfway, and then you're coming home and you're lying on your cold mat. Now, the cold mats you can go and buy, but if you don't have a cold mat or a cool mat, then a wet towel, a wet face washer, lots of freezer blocks or ice cubes or anything wet, basically wet and cold. And that is the only way that you're going to be able to cool your dog down. Otherwise, aircon will do it, but it won't be fast enough. They'll actually be venting for so much longer. And it's not going to do them any favours. It's like you with heat stroke. You wouldn't give yourself heat stroke. Don't do it for your dog because you're going to have problems with it. And Gwenda's exactly Gwenda hit the nail on the head when she said, don't put the baby's eyes in direct sunlight. Don't do it for your dog. It's not good. You'll end up at the vet with eye problems before the dog is due to have eye problems, and it's usually only when they're old enough, or old dogs, that they should be developing that. But because people take them out in the direct sunlight, guess what? Your dog has eye problems and they're only middle-aged.
Well,
so
retina is within seconds. So I can only imagine
exactly.
that puppy's retina would be the same.
Exactly the same.
They may have the ability to protect themselves a bit more. However, I doubt it being a pup, because they're developing just like a human baby. That's such a valid point about the sand on the beach. I've seen people taking their babies down the beach that just started crawling, and you don't let a baby crawl on the red hot sand. So the time frame that you would take a puppy to the beach is exactly the same as the time frame that you would take a baby to the beach.
Yep.
Again, even up to, as Kristan talked about, a puppy going through till about 2 years of age, still very similar with a human. But keeping them hydrated, keeping them cool, keeping their eyes protected, and sunglasses are not the way to go, I will say it again. Keeping them covered. However, slip, stop, slap, you're not actually doing your dog or your baby any favours with slip, stop, slap.
Yeah.
A hat, yes. An umbrella, yes. Or a little tent, yes. Having them out of the sun, a baby's skin, like a pup, you might not think that a dog sunburns, but they actually do.
They do.
So
they do.
A pup and a baby will burn at the same rate. Just because you can't see it on a puppy doesn't mean it's not sunburn. And as Kristan mentioned, sunstroke, heat stroke, it's extremely dangerous, and it's actually fatal when it comes to babies and puppies. So people, a puppy for Christmas sounds like a great idea. It's a lot of work, a lot of responsibility, and a baby for Christmas. Well, at least you don't go out and buy them, not yet. But
no, you get time for
that. If you have a new baby, please think twice about the summer. And
please think twice about the dogs too. Rescue shelters are great. They get overrun at Christmas because or just after Christmas, because the novelty wears off, and then all of a sudden the baby's not so cute and cuddly anymore, and we don't know what to do with it, and we don't have time, and blah, blah, blah. What can I say? Please just think. Just really think. And if you're going to do it, then it's not just a spare of the moment, oh, let's get a puppy for Christmas, oh, that's great. No, it's really not, and it's heartbreaking when you go to the rescue shelters like we did for Rex, and you just see all the little eyes just staring at you, because you know that you can't take all of them home. As much as they want you to, you're in there for one dog. But what can I say? It's a lifetime. It's like having a child. You have a child, you want to be a parent, you're a parent for life. Well, you're a fur parent for life as well. So if you're going to do it right. Otherwise, don't do it at all. It's not fair. And it's not fair on your kids either.
No.
So
everybody loses. So be winners. Be winners if you're going to have puppies, and be winners if you're going to be parent as well. Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
Anyway, we'll catch up with you again soon, Kristan. It's been great today. And
you too,
have a fantastic Christmas and a very good New Year. And we'll be back to have some more chats about babies and people and dogs.
Merry Christmas, Gwenda, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.